Listener discretion is advised. Hello and welcome to True Crime, the podcast that helps you find new, emerging, and undiscovered true crime podcasts. I'm Greg, the host and curator of True Crime. Today's episode is from PNW Haunts and Homicides. Caitlin and Cassie cover true crime, paranormal, and all things spooky in the Pacific Northwest. PNW Haunts and Homicides is an indie drop-in favorite, and this episode is particularly fun because it's one of their Patreon live episodes, so I hope everyone enjoys that. If you like today's episode, make sure to check out the episode description for links to subscribe. All right, let's get this show started.
Begin. All of these people were somehow connected to the house.
That is really weird.
It's very strange. Weird for sure, and I hate it. It's giving... let's play with a Ouija board on this native burial ground on Friday the 13th and then just not remember to say goodbye. But that wasn't all there was to the story of this house. And its particularly dark-laden energy. Hi, Cassie.
Hi, Caitlin.
Hi, creepy people.
Hello.
Hello. Oh,
I'm still keeping it spooky.
wow.
All October.
She's drunk on pumpkin spice.
I literally.
Yeah. Yeah. 2 sips in and you're like, yep, drunk on pumpkin spice.
I am basic white bitch wasted.
Yeah. As basic as it gets. Oh, yeah. Who are we again? This is PNW Haunts and Homicides. If you're new to our creepy corner of the world, we chat about true crime, the paranormal, and all things creepy in the Pacific Northwest.
Do you know what else we do?
What?
We do a tarot reading at the end of every episode for a little deeper insight, intuition, whatever you want to say, into our topic.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad you remembered that.
I always remember that.
I never remember anything. So
It's the best part.
yeah, here we are.
Just skip to the end.
Yeah.
You know?
Or don't.
I'm just kidding.
Or don't. You could just listen to the whole episode. It's great when we get, those high completion rates. Anyways, should we just get right into our topic today?
Yeah, I'm really excited.
I know that it's rare.
I know it is.
I feel as though it may be unearned, but we'll see.
I know. I feel like I'm going to regret saying that.
Yeah,
But
basically. In Southeast Portland, there is a home that one neighbor interviewed by local television station Coin 6 says has changed hands a number of times.
I wonder why.
Well, probably not particularly remarkable on the surface when one considers that many of the homes in the Moreland neighborhood were built in the 1920s or 30s.
Ooh.
So, in all likelihood, many of them have changed hands many a time.
That's like 100 years.
It is like 100 years, man. One family lived there happily for roughly 4 years in the mid-90s. Pictures of what seemed to be a normal family home in Portland were featured in the YouTube video produced by the same television network for broadcast.
Ooh. Coin 6?
Yes.
Okay.
This home is at the corner of 36th and Lambert.
I have no idea where that is, but that's
Yeah.
okay.
It's the Moreland neighborhood. Come on, Cassie.
I don't know where that is either. My mom does. I'm sure she's listening. She's like, I know right where that is.
She's like, I drive by that all the time. Don't drive by it.
Okay.
Don't
Don't do that.
Don't go near it.
Okay.
Okay. Just don't.
Deal.
Okay. In the summer of 1989, 34-year-old mother Vicki Lynn Cutsforth killed her 2 young children, Myra Cutsforth, age 10, and Abigail Cutsforth, age 7.
Oh, I'm not excited anymore. I take it back right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought the turnaround would be rather swift.
Dang it.
Yeah. Both had been shot in the head. After killing her daughters, Vicki then turned the gun on herself.
That is just so fucking sad.
Yes. When Detective David Simpson made an official statement on behalf of the Portland Police Bureau, the autopsies were pending, but it was believed that the family had been dead for only about 24 hours. She was connected to another infamous gunman from the Salem area of Oregon, Lawrence W. Moore.
Okay. Have we talked about him?
We actually kind of have.
Oh,
Yeah, this is about to get really weird.
okay. I like weird.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you like this brand of weird.
Quit ruining it.
I'm sorry. Not sorry. Taken from the UPI archives dating back to September 7th, 1989, the headline read, "Murder-Suicide, Mom Related to Mass Killer."
Oh, wow. What a headline.
Mm-hmm. Portland, Oregon, a registered nurse who shot and killed her 2 young daughters and then herself was the sister of a man serving a life term for killing 4 people and wounding 20 others in a 1981 tavern shooting, police said. The woman was also heavily involved with psychics and believed in channeling with dead spirits, a police spokesman said on Wednesday. So, it's not the worst we've seen, but definitely dripping with some pretty icky verbiage there.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the connection, though, just briefly.
Okay.
Okay.
Are we going to get back to this spirits thing?
Well, no, not really.
Why? What does that have to do with anything?
That's the whole point, right? What
Yeah.
does it have to do with anything?
Wow.
It's,
Okay.
they just wanted to make her look like
Witches.
like she's deranged or she's,
Yeah.
crazy. Which some would argue that to kill your own children, you'd have to be a little crazy.
Something was wrong, yes,
Yeah.
but it didn't have to do with
Right.
spirits.
That doesn't have anything to do with that I'm aware of. On May 8th, 1981, Lawrence, a 20-year-old man with a brain defect, entered the Oregon Museum Tavern and began shooting.
Oh my gosh, that's so terrifying.
Yes. In less than a minute, 4 people were suddenly slain and 20 more were injured.
Mm.
That shooting took place at the Oregon Museum Tavern, a bar that has further connections to other violent crime.
What is going on?
Right? I would like to know.
It's like a thread of crime.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
We've talked about it in another previous episode of the show, so I could literally go on and on, but we can only tug at so many threads here, people, because holy hell of a sweater.
Wow. That's weird. I just said thread and
Yeah.
then you're just talking about threads.
Sweater weather.
It is.
Yes. So there's a series of crimes that all appear to be unrelated based on all of the facts, at least that I have, and yet they seem eerily intertwined. Not by the evidence, but by the people's lives that became commingled by violence. And all of them had something to do with this house in Southeast Portland, if maybe only tangentially. But all of these people were somehow connected to the house.
That is really weird.
It's very strange. Weird for sure, and I hate it. It's giving, let's play with a Ouija board on this native burial ground on Friday the 13th, and then just not remember to say goodbye.
That sounds fun to me.
Well, it's the 14th, so you're too fucking late. You are shit out of luck.
You know I don't believe that Friday the 13th is bad luck.
Okay, but if you're already doing all of that other stuff, are you like, it's like you want to give me a stroke, you know? It's like
I
you
don't.
want me to die.
I really don't. Please don't. You know what I'm picturing though?
What?
I got this strong visual when you were talking about the house. Is like the middle of a spider web. I'm just picturing like spider webs just attaching to everyone who has ever been in the house.
No.
Anyway, that's what I'm seeing in my brain.
But that wasn't all there was to the story of this house and its particularly dark-laden energy. Later, in 1992, when it was home to a midwife, Martha Browning Bryant Crouch, tragedy would strike again.
Martha Browning Brian's Crouch?
Most of the time you will see her identified as Martha Browning Bryant or Martha Bryant, but it's a combination of names. And I don't know if maybe one of them was a married name, one of them, maiden. Oftentimes in situations where you're trying to identify who this person is online, you'll see where multiple names are tacked on so that those that knew them at various stages in their life know who they're talking about.
I was like, damn, what a name.
It is.
See how I'm distracting her from talking about the bad stuff?
It's not going to work.
I heard tragedy and I was like, nah, we're going to talk about the name.
Nah. Martha was born September 11th of 1951 in Fredericksburg, Virginia. Her car, a VW Bug. Don't worry. We're circling back to that. Okay?
Is it a bug or a beetle, Caitlin?
It's a bug. It's a bug. Was discovered riddled with bullets in neighboring Washington County in the city of Hillsborough, as a matter of fact.
Oh boy.
Her body was found nearby, just a couple hundred yards away.
Oh.
She was the second victim of a serial killer here in Oregon, primarily. Cesar Francesco Barone.
Oh. Just shooting up cars?
No.
Oh.
We're going to get into it.
Oh, God. Okay.
I know. She's like, why did I ask? The following was taken from the Oregon affiliate of the American College of Nurse Midwives. Okay, I'm going to take a breath because that is I could have just gone with the acronym, but
you got to say the whole thing so we know what it is.
You do. You do. Oh, you've never heard of the OACMNA?
Yeah, I hear it every day.
Martha was a treasured member of the Portland midwifery community who was tragically murdered on her way home from a birth in 1992.
Oh, wow.
The Martha Browning Bryant Memorial Lecture is an annual CME event that has been held for over 25 years to honor her memory and remember her spirit.
Oh, that is really sweet.
So, Cesar shot at the car of midwife Martha Bryant. She was 41 at the time, as she drove away from Tuolumne Hospital in Hillsborough.
Oh my gosh.
Then he pulled the wounded woman from her car, sexually assaulted her, then shot her in the head at close range.
Wow.
Seriously, someone who brings new life into the world, and this is how she's taken from it.
That's awful.
I just, yeah.
And on that night, she had brought new life into the world.
Yeah. Just seriously fucked. Anyway, 7734 Southeast 36th has become known as the Portland Hell House.
See, I liked it for that name. I thought it sounded really cool.
Yeah, but you don't like the next part. Following this strange series of tragic circumstances that the inhabitants have found themselves in over the years. That part we like less.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. Fortunately for us, it is sort of a horrific mishmash of both of our genres.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that.
Feel like it's more yours, but
yeah. As it turns out, it's a lot more mine. Yeah. Do you know what an evangelical hell house is?
Mm-mm.
It's like their version of a haunted house. So they basically just show you like people that had premarital sex, like dying in the middle of abortions. And
what the fuck?
Dying of AIDS and
oh my God.
Having drug overdoses. And
that is terrible.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah. Because my next line was literally going to be, and we're not talking about the evangelical Christian haunted house kind of hell house. Again, seriously, you guys, we simply don't have the time. Go watch the Hell House documentary, though.
Okay.
Here's the thing. I'm not quite done yet with the topic of Caesar Francesco Barone, which is, of course, not his real name.
Oh, it's not?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
No, it's one that he gave to himself because he was obsessed with Italian gangsters.
Oh, okay.
Mhm. Yeah, so we're off to a really great start.
Caught it.
Yeah. Mhm. He was born December 4th of 1960 in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, which, first of all, thanks a lot, Florida. Seriously, girl, what is your problem?
She don't know.
She don't know. His given name was actually Adolph James Rode.
Oh, I can't imagine why he didn't want to go by Adolf.
Right? My next line, which to be fair, I might have also changed, but that's besides the point.
Can we just call him Adolf now, though?
Doesn't that feel like we should?
Yeah.
He was a violent and antisocial teenager that quickly developed problematic habits when it came to both illicit drugs like meth, cocaine, and LSD, in addition to, just like casual alcohol.
Oh,
So
just casual alcohol.
Just casual alcohol.
You think you could replace the meth with the booze, maybe?
Probably. I don't think they work the same.
I feel like the rest isn't that bad, but the meth, yikes.
Yeah, I mean, oofta. Yeah. As a teen, he also committed burglaries and assaults until he was arrested in the late 1970s and did some time. So casual teen stuff.
Yeah. Doing time.
Doing time. But we apparently literally don't even make it to the 80s before he's released. So just to back this up, in case you forgot in the last 20 seconds, gets arrested, does some time in the late 1970s. 1980. 1980 hasn't even rolled around yet. And he's out. Okay. It's
So
fine.
he did time, but not very much time.
No, not a lot. What in tarnation? It's fine. Following his release, his reign of terror continued. He terrorized his former stepmother, amongst others. And I do mean terrorized.
Aw.
I'm not going in depth on this. He's the worst.
Ugh.
I say it every week, but damn it if I don't mean it every time. Okay, now we made it to the 80s. In 1980, this dude, now living his life under the name Caesar Francesco Barone.
Okay, Adolf.
Was sentenced again for several burglaries and imprisoned. So,
You're listening to an episode of PNW Haunts and Homicides on True Crime by Indie Drop-In. We're going to take a quick break. And now back to this episode of PNW Haunts and Homicides.
now this is where, for me personally, it reaches a fever pitch of weirdness in the story. During his incarceration at a prison in Florida, he attempted to sexually assault a female prison guard.
Wow, that's ballsy.
Yeah. It was then that he was transferred to the Florida State Prison in Stark, where he apparently met Ted Bundy,
Oh, okay.
which is like, ew, gross. You couldn't pay me, but I bet he thought that shit was pretty cool.
Ugh. Hashtag.
Hashtag never Bundy. But here this dude is popping up again. God, it's honestly like, why are you so obsessed with me?
Seriously, it's
He's
kind of like,
so obsessed with us.
it's creepy. I don't like it.
I know. And as always, the VW Bug/Bundy association is strong.
Ugh.
Told you we'd circle back, but I didn't say you'd like it. I hate how it's like these common elements that
Yeah.
they don't necessarily mean anything, but it gives you an ooky vibe.
For sure.
Okay. I needed to know that I wasn't crazy.
No,
Like
definitely not crazy.
researching this, I was just like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
You guys should see her not crazy eyes right now.
Oh, yeah. Well, a short time later, Adolph James Rode, because remember, that was his real given legal name up to this point, decided to rename himself Caesar Francesco Barone. And it's really gross that it seems like he was super thrilled to let everybody know how he met Ted Bundy. And he even tried to kind of insinuate that, like, oh, yeah, I got tips from Ted that helped me avoid capture.
Ew.
Which is like, really? You're going to take tips from Bundy on how not to get caught?
Weren't they both caught at the time?
Yeah. That was the final time that Bundy was caught, because Florida is where he was executed.
Man.
Never meet your heroes. Then in 1988, things take a turn. Caesar married a woman named Kathy and, surprise, moved to the Pacific Northwest.
Did Bundy tell him to do that?
Right?
Fucker.
Literally. They're just doing it to yuck our yum, I think. He'd apparently been unable to hold down a job, quickly running through numerous forms of gainful employment in just a few months, which seems like something a lot of these guys have in common.
Yep.
So in 1989, he decided to join the Army and even received a shooting qualification for the M16, which is just like not super chill.
No.
I don't like it. He got a couple of badges, which literally makes him sound like an overgrown Cub Scout. And for anyone else, being a parachutist and also earning a separate badge for first aid, that'd be freaking impressive. But I'm forever unimpressed by whatever the fuck this guy's name was, whatever you want to call him. He participated in the U.S. invasion of Panama before the end of that same year. And now I have that song stuck in my head forever.
No.
Panama.
No.
Yep. And just like that, so do you. Later, he would brag about his heavy air quotes, military exploits, stating that he had killed numerous Panamanians. Like, nah, dude, that's just murder.
Wow.
Especially since he alleged that some of them were civilians.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why would you talk about that?
I don't know, but I feel like this is the serial killer equivalent of like, nice truck, dude. Sorry about your dick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You killed some unarmed civilians at a time of war. He was accused of sexual misconduct as 1990 was first dawning. Apparently, he had exposed himself to a female officer, which I guess he only realized was a bad idea in hindsight.
Yikes.
And no idea if the two events were related, but he was also discharged for lying about his felony conviction after serving several years in prison previously and changing his identity. So here's the thing, though. I really started to fall down a rabbit hole because I was like, are we serious? The military in one of the wealthiest countries in the world, if not the wealthiest, I don't know. Are we? Are we not? Who cares? But we don't have the resources to do a proper background check. I mean, even in the 90s. Okay, sure. Well, all right. Let's say I can live with that. I can't, by the way. I'm certainly not an expert in the arena, but I don't know. Maybe we do that before we hand people M16s. I feel like that explains a lot about how the rest of the world sees us. Like, I have an idea. Let's send a bunch of 19-year-olds that are basically barely equipped to handle their own dicks in a restroom, and also violent convicts abroad with guns.
Sounds good.
What could go wrong? But I digress, because this story isn't really about the military-industrial complex. It's about a lot of things, but somehow technically not also that.
All right.
A lot of tangents.
Spiderweb.
It's a lot of threads.
Yeah.
Yeah. From 1991 to 1993, Caesar, this bitch, Barone, that's my nickname for him, killed at least 4 women in and around the Portland metro area.
Ew.
He also assaulted at least 3 other women that managed to survive in that same period of time. Law enforcement in both the state of Oregon and Florida suspect that he had other victims. Let's talk about the women that we do know are confirmed victims of his crimes. Of course, we've already heard about Martha Bryant, that is. She lived in our Portland hell house.
Okay, yeah.
He also raped and strangled Martha Schmidt. 2 Marthas.
Oh.
On April 18th of 1991. She was a 61-year-old woman who lived alone in her home in Hillsboro, Oregon.
Oh my God.
He entered her home, and it was all downhill from there. He sexually assaulted her and then smothered her with a pillow. Martha's care worker sadly discovered her body the next day. Worst of all, in the case of this particular Martha, was that I wasn't able to find much information about Martha, either in life or related to her death beyond that.
Okay.
So that's always a little upsetting.
Yeah. Martha's such a sweet name, too.
It is.
Oh, Martha.
During the early morning hours of December 30th, 1992, he kidnapped Shantae Woodman, who was his youngest confirmed victim at just 23. He raped her, shot her, and then carelessly dumped her body along US 26 near Vernonia, a somewhat rural area of Oregon to the west of Portland.
Yeah. Especially back then, it was more rural, I'm sure.
Rural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. He's all over the place, this guy.
He really did. And this is where it's kind of odd, but he didn't do it alone.
Oh.
Shantae had accepted a ride from Caesar and Leonard Darcell in downtown Portland. The 2 beat and sexually assaulted her and began to drive away. However, when they looked back, they realized that she was not only still alive, which was apparently a surprise, but that she was moving. Oh, I don't know, probably trying to get the fuck away.
Oh.
The pair returned, only to beat her with the butt of a pistol before shooting her in the head and throwing her body over a guardrail.
Why? Oh my God, that's so sad.
A highway worker discovered her body later that day. Literally, not a single one of these stories was anything short of heartbreaking, but if this last one doesn't get you right in the feels, you may be not dressed up as something like The Walking Dead, but for realsies, dead inside. As he attacked 63-year-old Betty Williams in her Portland apartment, she suffered a heart attack that would prove fatal.
Oh, God.
He had been drinking with Betty Lou Williams at her apartment during the early morning hours of January 6th, 1993. When she went into her bathroom, he followed her, produced a weapon, and began to sexually assault her. He left her partially clothed body in her bathtub, where her son discovered her the next day.
Oh, her poor son. Oh my God.
The pure, unbridled rage that inspires within me is barely contained. Barone was arrested on February 27th, 1993. So not long after. He's found guilty of numerous crimes, but it wasn't until 1995 that he was found guilty. So that's a long-ass time.
Yeah, it is.
That same year, he was sentenced to death. But in any case, it wouldn't be until December 24th of 2009 that Caesar Barone died at the Oregon State Penitentiary in Salem, not of a lethal injection, but of cancer.
Oh, okay.
Which I have to say sounds even better than a white Christmas.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Hot take, but I do think that rapists and murderers should die a slow and painful and ideally natural death.
Mm-hmm.
Because biology is far crueler in most cases and willing to do the dirty work so we all get to at least feel like we walk away hands clean.
Yeah.
All right, good. Glad we're on the same page. That feels good. But the house in Southeast Portland isn't officially 7734 anymore at this point. And it hasn't been for allegedly going on nearly 25 years, in fact.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Some time ago, one of the owners that the house has changed hands to and fro amongst over the years, he decided to officially have the street address changed. And in fact, for many years, it sounds like the house actually hasn't even had a number on the outside.
Oh, okay.
Currently, it has a house number. Again, not 7734.
I can't imagine why they would want to change
Right?
the address.
Yeah. Now, there's obviously the association that, it's kind of tenuous with these crimes. But the funny thing is, I had to watch the YouTube video to understand, why are they calling it a hell house?
Right.
Okay, so look at 7734, turn it upside down, and it spells hell. Backwards.
Oh my God. What?
Yeah.
Let me see it. You have to show me right now. Oh, I see it now just looking at it. Oh my God, that's crazy. I wonder who the first person was to figure that out and why.
Right? Well, and what came first? Did someone realize that connection with the house number? And then it kind of had this little bit of spooky mythology behind it.
Yeah.
And then all of this stuff happened and it just became confirmation bias. I don't know.
That is really weird that a house that just happened to have this number also happens to be connected to all this murder.
I know.
Something's not right here.
Yeah. All of the crimes we've discussed today are decades old, as well as the house, as the change of the address, all of that. And mostly the crimes are only connected tangentially to the house itself by happenstance. So I feel like the house number is what really seals it as a hell house for me. Lawrence committed his crime long before the tragedy took place in the Southeast Portland home. And though one of their victims did live in the home briefly, Caesar and Leonard seemingly have no other connection to it.
Okay.
And like we talked about at the beginning, Vicki's interest in the paranormal and afterlife, I don't think it has anything to do with the house or with the murders.
I don't think so either.
No. So what exactly is the takeaway here?
Yeah, what is it?
Aside from our parents being seriously misguided in thinking that Hillsborough was a safe, sleepy suburb to raise us in?
Seriously.
Literal insanity.
Oh,
It's that any house can be a hell house. And if we try hard enough, there's a horrific connection to something awful that's happened in our world in almost any scenario that you run through the simulator.
that is true.
And while I hope that gives you the spooky season scare that you're probably looking for, I also hope that it encourages you to be safe and to look out for other people.
Yeah. Don't go making hell houses all around America. No more hell houses, okay?
Listen, we've got enough of this.
Yeah.
We've got enough. Okay.
Also, I want the numbers on my house so that I can have my own hell house without the actual hell.
Yeah.
I'll make it a good hell vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. I feel like this house could have gone either way. I think that's sort of what I kept going back to. Like, it's a really cute little house.
Well, I hope that whoever lives there now, since they had the address change and everything, hopefully they feel comfortable there and there's no more bad spider web shooting out of the house anymore.
Yeah. No more threads,
Yeah.
guys. No more threads.
Cut those ties.
Yes.
Well, I have a spooky little story, a personal story
Ooh.
from when I visited my great grandma in LeGrand recently,
Yeah.
which I realized I mentioned it in the last episode when we were talking about it and editing. I was like, man, I don't sound really excited. For whatever reason, I was like, oh, I'm going to see my great grandma. Like, I didn't sound
Yeah.
excited, but I was. I just want everyone to know.
Oh.
I don't know why it sounded like that. Well, because I wasn't going to St. Helens or whatever we were talking about. So I was like, yeah, I'm sad about that, but I'm going to see my great grandma. So anyway,
Yeah.
which I did end up going to St. Helens.
I know
So,
you did.
I went anyway. I did both.
Woo.
Anyway, something kind of spooky happened to me while we were there.
Okay.
I'm so excited to tell you. So my aunt and my cousin were staying in an Airbnb and we met up with them and they were so spooked out about the house
Oh.
because it has a creepy basement.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
So they were super uncomfortable with it. They were kind of like, no, we're kind of thinking about switching houses. Like, we don't want to stay
Yeah.
there. And I was like, oh, it's just a creepy old basement. I want to come over.
Oh my, what? Do you see what she does to me?
I was excited.
That's terrifying. Continue.
So I went over to check out the creepy basement.
Of course you did. Oh my God.
It was definitely creepy. I sent you a video of me going down there. It was like an unfinished, very tiny basement.
I don't like that.
Like wooden stairs, dirt floor, no walls. Like there was holes in the walls with storage, you know.
Yeah, I remember I asked you. You were like, oh, I took a short little clip. I'm at this. And I was like, am I going to be able to sleep tonight if I watch this? Should I save this and watch it in the morning so I have hours to process the trauma?
I don't think anything spooky was in the video.
Not that I recall. But
I didn't
was,
rewatch it
I
either.
was watching it like through my mostly... watching it through my fingers like a kid in a closet.
I should give you a warning. Like nothing's gonna pop out at you. I'm not that mean.
Okay.
I'll warn you if it's creepy. So anyway, we were checking it out and I was like, you know what? Everyone leave, shut the door and turn off the lights. And I'm gonna just stand down here for a second just to see how it feels.
Not good, obviously.
It felt fine. Nothing happened.
Oh my God.
The basement seemed fine to me, but I told them, I was like, okay, if anything's down here, don't like bug my family. They're not interested. Bug me now if you want to. Nothing did, unfortunately.
I'm
but
so stressed out.
So I told them, stay down here. Don't bug anyone. Mind your business. You know how you do. You have to be stern with the ghosts. Manners. But so I said something spooky did happen. So me and my cousin were sharing a beer, and it's a Get Spooky pumpkin beer from Side A Brewing in LeGrand. They're not a sponsor. I just really, really like their beer.
Yeah. No,
I'm showing the camera and it's not even on.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot.
We'll show the Patreon in our tarot.
It's a really cute little can with a ghosty dog on it dressed like a pumpkin. It's so cute.
So cute.
So anyway, we were sharing this beer and there was me, my mom, two of my aunts, and my cousin just sitting in the living room talking. And all of a sudden we hear like two chimes, or we weren't really sure what it was. It was kind of like dong, dong sound. And we're all like looking around like, oh, okay. What was that? Something? It didn't sound like it was outside. It sounded like it was in the house. So we're looking around for like a clock because it kind of sounded like a clock. And we didn't see anything that could make the sound. And so I'm looking, and in the corner where it kind of came from, we all kind of looked at the same corner when it happened.
Oh God, that's
So I go over there, and there's two gold chalices that kind of like they're kind of shaped like the ones we have right now.
Oh,
But they're gold with some sort of design pattern on them. I have the picture. Maybe I should show you really quick.
Yeah, show me the creepy haunted chalices. That's
They're not haunted.
big to differ.
Okay.
They're in a fucking box.
They are in a box. So these two gold chalices are sitting in a box of silk, like they have their own little nest they can't touch, right? So I pick them up and I go, cling, clink, the exact sound we heard. I clinked these fucking glasses together. It was the exact sound. And we were all like, maybe something fell onto like there was an air conditioner. Maybe something fell on that outside or something. But I was like, no, that was the exact sound that we heard from that corner. So I think I took it as they're cheersing with us because we did cheers with our cups of beer.
Doing a little toast.
I think they were just hanging out. A little ghost toast to us. And they were just saying, it's fine. Like,
you're listening to an episode of PNW Haunts and Homicides on True Crime by Indie Drop-In. We're going to take a quick break. And now back to this episode of PNW Haunts and Homicides.
We're not going to bug anyone. We're just here toasting with you. And I don't know if that's how my aunt and my cousin took it.
Yeah.
They were a little creeped out, but
yeah.
As far as I know, they stayed there and everything was fine.
Okay. Yeah. You've heard from them since?
I think. Mom, are they okay?
Oh my God. Okay. Oh.
They did tell me some spooky stories too while we were there. Like kind of after that happened, it opened a door into spooky story land. Yes.
Oh,
so I thought it was pretty cool. They're a little more uncomfortable with it. They don't think it's so
They're
cool.
Team Caitlin.
Yeah, they're more on your side, I think.
Oh my God.
But that was my fun little story. I also stopped at Margie's outdoor store on the way home.
Ooh.
Because we were passing right by and I was like, I gotta go check out this place.
How could you not?
It was so worth it.
Yeah.
It was really cool. We actually met James.
Aww.
Yeah, he was there when we walked in the door and I was like, oh, hey, you were on our podcast.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, yeah, hi.
Aww.
So, yep, we chatted and I have a bunch of videos and pictures from it. So I'm sure
I was going to say, I think you've already shared some of that on the socials, haven't you?
I don't think so, no. I haven't talked.
From Margie's?
Mm-mm.
Maybe you just sent it to me.
Yeah, I just sent it to you.
Sometimes I get to see stuff first.
Yeah,
because I'm part of the show.
She gets a sneak peek before you guys do. She's special.
I'm special.
Well, should we do some
Tarot
for Hell House?
Tarot.
I'm excited for the tarot now.
Yeah.
Now that we're done with the murder.
Yeah. There was so much murder.
It was so sad.
It's pretty murder heavy, even for me.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Sorry, everyone. I'm apologizing on behalf of Caitlin for her true crime side.
Wow.
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
You're lovely.
I mean, I have my moments.
Okay, I'm going to do some shuffling of the deck.
Shuffle them cards.
Do you like our Hell House back there? We had to have our own.
I know. She's cute.
Okay. Hell House deck. Hell House energy.
I'm going to do one more.
Got to get that HHE.
Okay.
I was going to keep going, but I decided against it.
You did? Oh my God.
We got the death card, didn't we?
No.
Oh. Devil card?
In reverse.
Oh, okay, cool.
Here, Vanna.
Okay, we got the devil card in reverse. How fitting for Hell House.
Oh no. Oh, bonking the table. That was a close one.
Don't spill the pumpkin beer.
Okay.
Get spooky pumpkin beer from Side A Brewing in LeGrand. And they told me the dog's name, but I don't remember. But it is not a dead dog, even though it is portrayed as a ghost. It's an alive dog.
He's dressed up for Halloween, okay?
Yeah.
Don't take everything so literally. Boltom's up.
It's literally the best pumpkin beer I've ever had. It's really good. I bought 2 4-packs to take home, and we went there twice.
Okay. So our devil card. Keywords are obsession, indulgence, fear, materialism, and egotism.
Sounds
And
legit.
Many decks picture a medieval Christian-type devil, complete with horns, hooves, a hairy tail, and a pitchfork. Oof! The Rider-Waite-Smith deck shows 2 small human-like figures at the devil's feet, 1 male and 1 female, with chains around their necks that represent bondage to the material realm. Notice the chains are loose, though, and the people could easily slip them off, suggesting this card is about self-imposed limitations. When you think of the devil, what comes to your mind? Consummate evil? A mythical creature? A symbol of human indulgence, ignorance, egotism, greed, and irresponsibility? Well, listen, lots of people are irresponsible. It doesn't make them evil, okay? I just have to say.
I think of hell.
Yeah, me too. Go figure. I think of the devil as the obsession card. There is an extra excerpt, but we're going to circle back to them because I want to get into the interpretation. Reversed, the devil indicates you feel trapped in a situation over which you think you have no control. I feel like that's very fitting for this house.
Like the house was trapped as Hell House until they changed the number.
I kind of think so. Yeah, I feel like that really speaks to me on that front.
Did you know if anyone was like obsessed with seeing the house, or did it have like a lot of people coming by to see it? Or
it doesn't seem like it. I think
Okay.
it's just sort of a local legend type thing. It says you may believe your options are limited or blame someone else for your problems. But if you're honest with yourself, you'll see your own ideas and fears are causing the problem. Be careful of a quick fix. You probably need to do some serious work, both inner and outer, to solve the issues and move to a better place.
oh my gosh. So they can't just change the number. They had to like cleanse that fucking house, I'm sure.
Yeah. I don't know if the house is currently occupied. I have looked at it on Google Earth. That gets updated every so often. I didn't remember to check the date. But it did look like someone was living there.
Yeah. Don't go by trying to figure out.
Don't.
Please don't Google it and try to go. So that's rude.
It is red.
Don't be a dick.
Yeah. Stick road. Don't be a dick. In a reading about money, the reverse devil suggests greed may cause you to engage in unethical practices or profit at other people's expense. Remember the saying, love of money is the root of all kinds of evil.
Ooh.
Sometimes this card means someone else owns you due to indebtedness or your lust for money. That's interesting.
Because people own the house.
Yikes. Perhaps you engage in self-destructive practices, working so hard you damage your health or allowing your employer to take advantage of you. The reverse devil can also mean working for a corrupt organization or in a shady activity. In a reading about love, your self-esteem may be compromised by a relationship in which you're devalued.
Aww.
This card speaks of codependence, manipulation, delusion, and deception. Don't walk away. Run.
Run from the hell house.
Yeah.
I feel bad for attacking this house for being evil when it was people who caused the evil, but still.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. I think it's not so much. I don't think that the house is really the problem. The address is just sort of a coincidental thing.
How funny is it, too, that it has hops on the card and we are featuring beer today?
Yep, because we don't drink a lot of beer, to be honest. But okay.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. The beast is always the dark face of the handsome prince, which is literally Bundy. That's Bundy in a nutshell.
It is.
I hate it. I hate it.
Did we pull a card? No, we didn't pull a card for our quotes Bundy episode where we did his birth chart because we were like, that's the witchy stuff.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh, creepy.
Ooh, la, la, la.
That was the perfect card for this, the devil card.
Yeah, it's just situated right between the tower and, gosh, I forget the numbers, and temperance in the major arcana. So
yeah,
just sandwiched in there in a very
number 15.
Yowza.
Tomorrow's the 15th.
It is. Oof. Okay, I'm ready to wash this case like clean out of my system, if I'm being honest.
All right, I'm ready too, I think.
Okay.
We had our fun.
I mean, did we?
We have something today.
What?
We have a Patreon shout out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we have a new Patreon, Jessica.
Jessica.
Hi, Jessica. Welcome to the Creepy People tier.
Yes.
We hope you love your personalized welcome card with your mini tarot reading inside.
Oh, yeah.
There might have also been some spooky confetti in there. We don't know.
Oh.
Can't remember if I put it in or not, but post a picture of what you got. Let us know.
Yeah, we love to see the cards.
I know. I want to see.
We're kind of like obsessed with tarot. It's like our thing.
If you can't tell.
Yeah. So,
speaking of tarot reads, if you loved listening to our tarot reads and want to see it with your eyeballs.
Your eyeballs.
Also, you can get a shout out of your very own if you join our Patreon.
I know, so much fun. If you can't support us monetarily, no worries, because the easiest ways to support our show are absolutely free.
Tell everyone and anyone you come into contact with about us, especially if you encounter someone from a hell house.
Yeah, I guess.
Or if you encounter the devil, let them know.
Yeah.
Or I guess you can leave us a 5-star review on any platform you can.
I mean, that would really be ideal. If you have any true crime, paranormal, or witchy stories to submit for our listener appreciation episodes, Creepy People Chronicles, please email us at pnwhauntsandhomicides@gmail.com, or you can use our handy Google contact link in the episode description. And, if maybe one of those other two scenarios happens, at the very least, just write in about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can always remain anonymous if you choose to send in a story, especially if it's about, some guy flashing you at the coffee stand.
Yikes.
Which I've heard about recently. If you don't want to share your name that happened to you, but you still want to tell the story, let us know. And they don't have to be from the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah. Timbuktu or Tacoma. Either way.
There's flashers everywhere.
There sure are. Follow us on all of the socials if you don't want to miss out on photos of our tarot cards, the beautiful altar setups, and a lot of backstage shenanigans.
Backstage shenanigans. You can find our website and Linktree in the description of this episode to check out all of the creepy Halloween fun we have to offer.
Have a creepy-ass Halloween.
Don't go to hell house. Don't go to hell in general.
I mean, don't also that.
Don't.
Yeah.
I almost said don't be the devil, but I don't think the devil's that bad. So I don't know.
Yeah, really, it's open to interpretation.
Yeah. I don't really believe in hell either. So this whole, just ignore everything I say.
Yeah. I also hope that it.
I'm scared.
I know. I'm scared.
Thanks again for listening to True Crime by Indie Drop-In Network. If you would like to nominate a true crime podcast to be featured, just send me a tweet at Indie Drop-In. I'd also love to hear if one of our featured podcasts is now your favorite show. Indie Drop-In survives off ad revenue and listener donations. If you would like to contribute, please consider buying me a coffee. You can go to buymeacoffee.com/Indie Drop-In. If you look at the very bottom of the episode description, I put a link in there to make it really easy. Indie Drop-In has many other shows that you also might like. Just go to indiedropin.com. All right, see you next week.